Yeah, I still got to go through A and K. Okay, so we left off here. Before I get into this, do any of these, because this slide's been up for a while, do any of these resonate with anybody in the room? Any of these hit home? Which one?
The one I talked about yesterday, your ad only sells the clicks,
Uh-huh.
not the purchase.
Okay. Who else?
Last one, if your process is good enough, sales close day one.
Yes.
You say Facebook is not the only platform. I mean, how do you divide or split a budget?
Yeah, I'll get into that. But biggest thing with what I mean by that is that you're not only going to be running Facebook, that you use it to prove your concept. Some people put all their eggs in one basket, which is just Facebook, and it just hinders your growth. Because what if you're running ads and you get banned on Facebook? You have no other outlets to get traffic. Like people, I've seen that a lot in the space. People just getting banned on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, I have no traffic now." I'm like, "Well, because you weren't running anything else."
The leads sucks. The leads don't suck. You do.
Yeah.
You don't say that.
Yeah. Who else? Is it? Okay. So the biggest thing too is, and there's actually one here that no one brought up, which is actually the most important one.
Stop copying.
Stop copying other people. Okay? Just because something works doesn't mean that you can just swipe it and use it for yourself. You reverse engineer it or rebrand. Okay? There's a lot of people who run stuff in my space and they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to use your landing page." I'm like, "Bro, I built a brand for 6 years. You can't just take my landing page and get more clients." They don't only buy because of the landing page, they buy because of the brand and the results of the social proof. You had a question?
No, I just had a comment.
Yeah.
I have a client who keeps coming up with this competitor ads. He says we should copy this, and we don't even know that the ad works. We just know we're running it.
And that's your partner?
No, just client.
Oh, okay.
I could tell him no, but it's like it resonates.
Yeah. I mean, dude, clients do that to us too. I'm just like, I'm not copying somebody else just to make you happy.
So you mean like a template?
Not just a template, but like you see an ad, you click on it, you see a landing page that's in your niche, and you're like, "Oh, I'm just going to use the same landing page."
But I'm saying, like, you know how they have the templates or whatever? And
Oh, yeah. I mean,
redoing it.
yeah, redoing it, but not using the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. Before we really hop into this, okay, a couple things to keep in mind is your ads really don't matter until your offer is dialed in. So you have the right messaging down, your cost per clicks are consistent, your click-through rates are good, and you see that people are coming to your irresistible offer, your ads are not going to be the first thing that you fix, okay? The reason why business owners fixate on the ad is because they're spending money on it. You don't spend money on creating an offer, you spend time. So you're going to look at your ads more because you're just spending money every day, and it drags your attention because it's an emotional wrap to spending money. And the second thing is that your ads don't matter until your KPIs are achieved. If you're running ads and you're getting people to buy something or they're booking calls, what happens after they book the call that actually matters, right? Are they closing? Is there follow-up? Like, what does that transition look like? And what is the sales process like? What's the nurture? And then you would look at actually dialing your ads. Like, hey, okay, now that I'm getting sales, I'm closing people on the phone, how can we improve the front end? A lot of people only focus on the front end. The front end won't fix anything because they become a lead or a book call, it doesn't matter. So it just depends. Okay, your ads can be optimized, but if your business sucks, it won't save you. That kind of wraps in all those points that I was discussing. And then, like I said, ads only sell the click, not the purchase. Okay, so here are about 10 to 15 hacks that I've learned. These are, you should be writing these down, that I've learned over spending 30 million online on just paid traffic alone, okay? First thing is that your minimum budget's gotta be 50 bucks a day. A lot of the times we try to like, oh, I'll spend 20 bucks a day, 10 bucks a day to start. Like, you're not really gonna get much. Your ad's gonna get pushed down the feed, okay? And Facebook knows that. It's just a hierarchy. It's all a monopoly. Regardless if you like it or not, if it fits your budget or not, Facebook doesn't care. They'll just waste your budget on boost posts, whatever they do, they just throw it at something random. And if you spend 10, 20 bucks a day, you're gonna get maybe one lead if you're lucky, and that means you're only dependent on one person a day. You need to be able to get more data. And you can't get out of the learning phase as fast. You're spending 10 bucks, you can't get out of the learning phase. Learning phase, they need you to get, once you start pumping more ads, but you get a certain amount of conversions within 7 days based on your audience size, you're gonna get stuck in learning limited. Or there's gonna be a warning that's gonna go on your ad, or it's gonna have you push it to Advantage Plus, or whatever it looks like. They're gonna just make you spend more money anyway, and you're starting off with the wrong foundation.
I have a question. You know the cost per click for different regions or different countries are different. So if I set up a campaign, for example, for Colombia with $50, I can.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a lot in Colombia. Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, all the international countries, you're gonna get like 3 to 4 times more reach. So you could stretch the budget, for sure. I mean, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, those you see a little bit lower cost than US, but not as much. And then like Spain, Ireland, Norway, Poland, those are usually pretty cheap. And those are some of the main countries that I run low-ticketed digital products in, because it's not just US, I also run them internationally because it helps with cost.
What's your thoughts on the advantage placement?
The advantage is important if you are running catalog ads as well. So if you're running catalog ads to a Shopify store, you take the catalog ads, you're running those, and those are dynamically targeting people based on like the image and the actual SEO metadata on the product. Catalog ads will do very well, and then from there you're retargeting catalog clicks, and then as soon as you find your winning ad sets, then you take those and put them into an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. That's how you usually scale, is with Advantage Plus. But until you have a proven concept with regular ABO campaigns, then you can't go really much further. Because if you're just running Advantage Plus off the rip, it's really hard, because they don't have any data to back it. Second one, okay, your first goal is to harness 2 KPIs only when you're running paid traffic. This is just in the beginning. You want to make sure that your cost per clicks are low and your CTRs are high. Yes, this might be common for most of us to realize, but what we don't look at sometimes are these 2 numbers because we're so focused on cost per lead or cost per purchase or cost per add to cart, whatever that looks like in your business. It doesn't matter until you've harnessed these 2 things, because now you know that your ad resonates with your audience. Now you know that your ad is actually going to be, in the audience size, getting a high amount of clicks per 1,000 impressions, and that's what calculates your CPMs. Cost per 1,000 impressions. So if you're not getting a lot of clicks, it means that your ad isn't grabbing attention. If your CTRs are low, it means that your audience is either really too big for how many people you're reaching, or people just aren't clicking because it's not a resonating ad. They don't resonate with the lingo, they don't resonate with the messaging, or they're not actually the ideal avatar that you're trying to target. I always look at these 2 first before I do anything with my ads. I could have a low cost per click and a high CTR, but then I'm going to the back end of Facebook and I'm getting no leads. No one's booking calls, but I think it's the ad. It's not. It's my landing page. People are not converting on the next page. There's some type of bottleneck in the copy of the messaging that's preventing them to actually convert. So either there's not enough social proof on the page, the headline isn't good, the subheadline's not good, there's no storytelling, there's no infatuations, there's no overall ecosystem for them to feel easy enough to convert. Okay, you're not answering their objections fast enough. What to do if an ad is working? Well, I get this question a lot. So first thing is I always isolate. Okay? Yes, it could be in the ad set level, and it could also be in the ad level, because you could test multiple ad sets and ads individually. But your primary goal is to find at least 1 to 2 winners when you're first starting out. If you can find 1 to 2 winners, then you can say, all right, cool, these 2 ads work really, really well. I'm just going to reverse engineer them and make more of them. A lot of the times as business owners, I see this a ton in ad accounts, is they take the 2 winners and they just spend more money on them, and they don't focus on creating new creatives like them. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to keep scaling these because I just don't want to make new videos. Too lazy to do it. Well, your CPMs are going to suffer because you're going to get them what we call creative fatigue. You're pushing the platform too much to push the same creative over and over and over and over again when there's so much competition on the feed. You need to separate with new creatives. Facebook likes that as well. They favor advertisers who are more likely to creative test. They don't favor the one unicorn ad anymore. It's not 2010 anymore. Okay? Like Tai Lopez could do it because he had one of the best ads on the internet, and that's when it was 10 cents a click. Now it's $2, $3 a click where there's more competition. So I always double the budget of that ad set in the same ad set. So like, let's say I'm spending 20 bucks a day on an ad set, and I got 3 creatives in it. So let's say here's my campaign, and I got 3 ad sets. Ad set 1, ad set 2, and ad set 3. Each of these is going to have a creative. So we'll say C1, C2, C3, C1, C2, C3. Just keep in mind these are all the same creatives. So there's 3 creatives, and each one is in its own ad set. So let's say this one's doing really well. Ad set 1. We're going to double the budget on it, and then we're going to find the winner here. Let's say C1's the winner. Okay. So if C1 is the winner, then we're just going to cut C2 and C3. And then we're still going to let those two run. Because who knows what's going to happen to these two. Don't just cut things because it's like a time constraint. Like, look at the data. Don't just be like, oh yeah, ad set 1 is working and I'm spending 20 bucks a day. I want to save money and just cut these. It's not doing as well as I thought. Wait. You do not know. Okay, you want to wait till these get to break even. So if they don't get to break even, then you cut them. Same thing goes for these two. Like maybe after a couple more days, this one starts working well and C2 is the winner. Then cut C1 and C3. Now what I'll do with this ad set in particular is I then duplicate it. But here's what I do. I make it ad set 1B, and then I only run one creative, which is C1, because that was the winner in the original. I'm isolating it, and then I'm duplicating the ad set. And let's say this is like 20 bucks a day. I'm spending 40 on this one now. So now I'm spending 40, 20, and then this is going to be 10 and 10. I'm just scaling what works. Does everybody understand that? Because I don't want to just duplicate this, double the budget, and keep running C2 and C3. It's pointless. The same thing can happen over here over time as they fall. Okay, how do I increase budget? This is perfect. So every 2 to 3 days that something's working in the mornings, I will just increase it 10 to 15%. So let's say this one's at 40 bucks. Okay, let's say after 2 to 3 days, I go to $45. Okay, and this one's still working, so I go to $25. The what? So here I just did $10, $10, and $10. So these were each 10. So I was just doing this as an example to make it easier for everyone to understand. But technically I was starting with 30 bucks. I should have been starting with 50, but I just did this to make it easier. Okay, so 10, 10, 10. These two are still running. This one was working, so I doubled the budget because I wanted to isolate my winner. Remember the beginning? I isolated the winning creative. I doubled my budget. So this is at 20, 10, 10. I'm at 40 bucks a day. Then I duplicated this ad set because I want to go all in on this ad set. This one's working really, really well. So I duplicate, and now I spend 40 bucks a day. So I'm spending 40, 20, 10, and 10. I'm spending $80 a day now. You see how fast you can get past 50 bucks a day within 2 to 3 days? Like, it's really easy when you find a winner. And then, by then, you're 2 to 3 days out. This one might become a winner. This one might become a winner. Or this one and this one are still winning, but you're increasing the budget. So then I'm at 45 and 25. So now I'm spending 70 bucks a day here, 10 and 10. Now I'm at 90 bucks a day. And then by then, I know this might get a little confusing, but by then, let's say these two don't wind up working out. Now I cut these two, and I'm spending 70 bucks a day on 2 winners. And then I'm scaling these two. And then I'm taking ad set 1, and then I'm making an ad set 4. I'm finding like interests in this ad set and then just testing new ones. And I'm doing a new set of creatives. Okay, we're going to say NC1, NC2 like new. And then I'm finding if this is a winner. And then I find my winners. And I find that NC3 works. And then I'm at 20 bucks a day here. So now I'm back to 90 bucks a day. I found a winner. And then, you know what I'm saying? Does everybody understand what I'm getting at? Yes? All right. Okay, what makes ads more profitable? Increasing your conversion rate, because what happens after the click matters. Increasing your speed to lead. How fast do you call leads? Increasing your average order values. Increasing your lifetime value. And having good ascension. Yes, the ad will convert them, but at the same time, it doesn't get the purchase. The one thing I look at too when I'm running any type of traffic is the ads too can pre-frame somebody to be a higher quality buyer as well. Like for e-com, right? A big thing that I see, this will be cool for all the e-com people in here, is I see a huge mistake, is like you're running ads and let's say you have your image here. You got your Instagram and you got, it was posted 2 weeks ago, okay? Your image, we're just gonna use a bottle of hair growth oil for this. And you just put the bottle of hair growth oil and you put text and you put your offer. And then there's a big like shop now button, okay? Wrong. Okay, yes, this is important, but you wanna know how you boost your AOV really fast? You do the same thing and you put 3 of the same thing in it. Why do you think that does well? Huh?
The imagery.
No.
They have options now.
People buy more?
People will buy more because you're actually telling them that they should have more. One thing that will boost your AOV right away is on your images on your product, like on the product pages, just put 3 of the same thing in the first picture. People will start buying 2 or 3 of them. It's a huge psychology hack. It frames people to buy more than one.
What if you're selling a T-shirt? Do you
Then put 3 different of the colors.
have the colors?
Yeah.
In like a carousel, or just?
No, put them all in the same first image. Like get 3 people. Like get 3 people. Also, another thing is like what I test is I test people in different ethnicities. So I'll put 3 people of different ethnicities and genders in the same image with the colors. And it frames people to buy more than one. And then also, to boost AOV, you always want to have like buy more and save. So like underneath your add to cart button, let's say you have your add to cart, and then you have like all of your badges, like your payment badges. Underneath should be a buy more and save. Where it's like, all right, you get 2 of them, 15% off. Times 3, 25% off, and so on. You want to frame more people to buy, and then if they get 3, then you do like a plus expedited shipping, where now you can pay for the shipping with the extra AOV and get it in their hands faster. People like fast. So another thing with boosting AOV is like you'll have your product images here and you have where they can like swipe and check out more. You always need to have like reviews and social proof on image like 2 and 3. So your first image has all the different products in it, like the different colors with different ethnicities. And then the second, third picture is testimonials, like with a picture of the person wearing it, like a real customer. And then like a screenshot of the review in it. That's 2 and 3. And then 4, I do another lifestyle pic. And then 5, I go over like benefits, how to wash and dry it. Okay, and then here, like, you'll have your title. This is something that people really miss a lot on. They don't put reviews here. Like, you have to put reviews right underneath the title here. And then how many reviews. So it's like 5 stars, and then they put like the 17 in parentheses. Underneath that, people will just go right to the price. Wrong, okay? I do bullet points. So like, yeah, I'll have price, but then I always add bullet points. So I'll put price, and then I'll put original price. So I can make it seem as if there's a discount, but I cross it out. Okay, and then I'll put my payment plan option. So it's like, or for free, interest-free payments. And then I have bullet points of the biggest benefits of the product. And then I have my add to cart button. And then I have my payment badges. And then I have my, product description here. And then I have FAQs. And then I have my reviews down here. And that's literally how I structure every single ecom page. And then you have like your attention bar on top of the page where it's like buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free plus like free shipping. Does that make sense? So this is literally how I structure like an ecom landing page. And then like the other thing too that you want to get is there's apps that I use for Shopify. So here are a couple. I always use Hotjar. It records people's screens so I can see like where they're dropping off. Second one is TextCart. That's for abandoned cart recoveries. Third one's Klaviyo. If you don't know what Klaviyo is, it's an email platform. I'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so Hotjar, TextCart, Klaviyo, and then I do Sales Pop, and then I do Ultimate Sales Boost. And those are the main ones. Oh, and then I do Luke's for photo reviews. Because if I'm getting reviews here and customers are uploading photos, I want them to pop up on the bottom left-hand side of the screen.
How would you structure it if it's a new product and you have no reviews, no testimony?
Is it a dropship product?
I don't have a business, but
Okay, well, if you had a dropship product, your supplier can supply you reviews. Yeah. If you don't,
If it's not a dropshipping,
then you got to send it to your friends for free and they can leave a review. Another one that I use for upsells, it's pretty expensive now for most sellers, but Candy Rack. That's my upsell app. That's how I upsell people is Candy Rack, but it's like $99 a month now. But it is definitely worth it. So what are the best platforms? I answered this question before. Okay, I prove the concept on Facebook and Instagram first. So like I was saying, you prove your concept on Facebook and Instagram first, then you implement like Google brand retargeting. And then you do YouTube, TikTok, and then Google search too. You need to prove the concept first on Facebook and IG so you know the messaging and the offer that people want. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. This is how I always do it. A lot of people will say to me, well, Wojo, my people are on Google first. Well, we're not only gonna run Google, we need to prove how to push your offer on other platforms and own your data. I don't care what you think. I know what works, okay? I don't want to just say, oh yeah, let's just only run Google, then we're not running Facebook and IG, and we're not consuming a part of the market. Like, for years, I literally did that because people now recognize me more and more and more because of the reach and impressions. If I had to break down math, like on my own ad accounts, I think I've spent like 2.5 million of my own money. The 2.5 million, probably 500 grand of that was just people finding my face, just for people to know who I was. This is a big part of this, and this is what I call like my ecosystem, okay? I wanna make this very clear that this is a big reason why I'm everywhere on the internet, because of these 5 things, okay? Top one there is press. I don't know if you guys follow me on IG, but literally yesterday we got another press article. So I posted that on my story, but we get in a lot of press, which is the top one. This is where I'm building a lot of social proof authority. People are starting to talk about me, etc. Left is our reviews. We have good reviews, okay? I have good reputation management. Bottom left-hand corner is my following. A lot of social proof on my Instagram. I post 3 freaking times a day. Okay, bottom right, podcasts and ads. So that's like me on video. So those are podcasts and ads. And then on the top right are all the accolades and awards that we've won. We've gotten Brains 500. We're about to get Inc. 5000. And then we got Best Workplaces Inc. 5000. So those are things that will allow me to always have this ecosystem of you can't have any objections to who I am because we're good at what we do. And that also helps out your ads a ton. People skip this part. A lot of people are only focused on this. I just want to run a ton of ads and that's it. Or they're just like, oh, organic will save my life. Okay, well, why are you not doing everything else? Why are you not, competing for accolades? Because I'll be honest, you have to apply for these. Sometimes you don't get accepted, but a lot of businesses don't apply for them. You actually have a shot. A lot of people don't have an HR or a press person in their company who's doing this like we do, but this is actually a lot easier to get than you think. Press is a little bit harder. The reviews obviously are from doing good business, and then your organic takes a shit ton of time. If I showed you my Instagram, if you follow this red dot, this is literally what it was for 3 years. And then all of a sudden, it took this trajectory up and up and up. We just have to be at this level of insanity where we're okay getting nothing for years. A lot of people focus on the next hook or trick that's going to help you blow up on organic. That shit, it will help somewhat, but it's not going to make you go that overnight.
I always say
Jason,
free on
if you
digital.
go viral with an organic content, how you can optimize or capitalize with ads?
You can just retarget the video views. So that's what we do. So if you're getting a bunch of video views, then we retarget those video views because those are organic people who like your organic content. If we retarget them, then we're able to scoop those people up.
Out of these 5 things, do you recommend doing starting with one at a time, or are there some that you can do?
Honestly, I do them all at once. Because here's the thing that I believe in business, is that if we don't do them all at once, then we're not doing all of them at all. Or we're trying to only do one and we're half-assing everything else. We need to build departments around what we need to achieve. Because here's the thing, right? I could just be going on podcasts and running ads, but I have no Google presence, and I don't post every day, and I don't have any articles about me on Google, and I don't have any awards. I do all of them at once, Yeah, it costs more, I get it. But at the same time, like it's kind of like this symbiotic relationship. Like it's just, that's why I put it this way, because they all have to work together. So here's my checklist, okay? People usually like this. These are things that I'm always doing, and I always check off in my business of things that I have to do, or if I'm not doing, I should be doing. So one is always posting omnipresent. You should be posting on every single platform. Two is testing videos and hooks. Don't just post a video and say, oh, it died. No, it didn't. You just didn't test it. You didn't test a different hook or a different couple of seconds in the beginning of the video. Long form YouTube videos. This is something that has completely changed our business, is just posting more on YouTube long form. We get higher quality people in our ecosystem. Okay, YouTube's actually a big gold mine and people are missing out on it. Just because it's hard to get subscribers and grow doesn't mean it's not valuable. It means that it's higher quality people who are subscribing to you. We've had so many clients come to the door that are through YouTube, and they're the best clients. They literally haven't left. They like my YouTube every day. Threads and LinkedIn. Okay, every time I post on LinkedIn, I copy the same post and I go to Threads with it. It's the same thing. Threads, we are crushing Threads right now. And everyone's like, oh, it's not going to beat Twitter. Okay, well, while everybody else is sleeping on it, I'm crushing on it. So, sick. Collecting leads. That's obviously a combination of that and running ads, but where are you getting leads from? Are you getting cold? Are you getting warm? Are you doing partnerships? Do you have affiliates? Like, where are you getting leads? Press and podcasts. I can't stress you enough, like I talked about yesterday, the amount of reach that we have gotten from podcasts is stupid. It is insane. I didn't expect it, by the way. I thought I was just like, I'm just going to go on there and answer questions, then I leave. I didn't realize the actual after effects of being on podcasts. So that crushes it for us. Growing your following. Okay, how are we tracking those metrics? Like, are you actually adding new people to your ecosystem every single day? New views, new followers? I don't care if it's 5 people a day. Like, small wins make big snowballs. Like, I posted for 3 years in a row and no one knew who I was. Sick. Okay, running paid traffic, tracking it. So what are you using to track? Do you have a CRM? Do you have Go High Level? If you're running ads at scale and spending a lot of money, are you using stuff like Hyros or AnyTrack or Wicked Reports? What are you using to track your ads performance? If you're spending over $500 to $1,000 a day, you better be using Hyros in your business. If you're not, you're losing money as we speak. Going to events. You are here. Okay, emails and SMS. What are we doing to scoop up more people in the back end? How are we texting them? How are we emailing them? How are we telling stories? How are we infatuating people to buy? Or at least be interested, or book a call, or join a webinar, or join a free training. And then your Google presence. Like, do people know who you are? If no one knows who you are right now, you should be mad as hell about that. Because the correlation of people who know who you are versus how much money you make is very, very true. The more people who know who you are, the more money you make. That's just the way the world works. Yeah. It's very hard just to have like stealth wealth and no one know who you are. You got to be real good at direct response marketing for no one to see your face. This is just backed by data. This is what we see that people do when they come into our ecosystem on how they make a choice to buy from us. Okay, so prospect sees my ad. They then visit my social account. So they'll look at my Instagram and they'll see if, you know, I'm a nice human being. So they visit my socials, they see if I'm credible, then they go to my website. So they'll go to Google, they'll search my business or name, and then they get retargeted through a 7-day window, and then the prospect then makes a choice. Because by the time they see your ad, they visit your social account, they go to your website, and then they start Googling your name of your business, and they go back to that landing page, they're now also seeing retargeting ads before their book call, or where they're making a buying decision, and then they're making a choice to buy or not, or to wait. This is right from our Hyros account, so I want to show you the power of how effective this really is. So this is our Google ads. I don't spend a crazy amount on Google. I spend about maybe $90 a day, $80 a day on Google. It's all retargeting. I'm just retargeting my first and last name. And we spent $2,700 and we made $46,000. It's a huge return. We're spending $90 per call. I usually spend about $140 a call. I spend $90 a call on Google, but my my ROAS is 22x. Because I'm showing you a proof of an ecosystem. Retargeting. So when I talked about the other thing here, I prove my concept of Facebook and IG, and then I implement Google brand search retargeting, what I showed you over there with the Google. I'm running literally brand search targeting right here. So if you go to Google and search Jason Woodrow, you'll see my ad on the top. Don't click on it because it'll charge me. Okay? So that will basically scoop up a bunch of people who are like, oh, is he on Google? And then they see my ad on the first thing, they're like, oh shit, okay, like, I'm gonna click. Okay, and this is about 2 weeks of ad data. Okay, so these are all just new customers. So we made about $155,000 in 14 days, and this is all the revenue and how it broke up. So most of the revenue came from first click. So they click one ad and then they bought. Second set of revenue was $35K, 2 clicks on Facebook, then they bought. Third set of revenue was 2 clicks on Facebook, then a Google click, and then they bought. About the same amount was actually 3 clicks on Facebook, then they bought. For some weird odd reason, the 5 percentile decided to click my Facebook ad 6 times and then buy. And then the last bracket is Facebook click, Google click, and then buy. This is just showing you the purchase behaviors of potential buyers.
What offer was this that they were purchasing?
This is my book calls.
Oh, okay.
So they're purchasing ad services.
And these are all new people.
These are all new people, yeah. Okay, because I'm showing you clicks, like the journey. So within 2 weeks, someone, like 6,000 of our revenue, people wanted to click my ad 6 times. Like, this is just to kind of show you, like, context on why people don't always buy on the first click. It's important to have retargeting, because you know what most of these campaigns are right here for the 4 and the 5th percentile? They're all retargeting. There's only so many people who are going to go straight from Facebook, then to Google and buy. There's only so many people. I mean, obviously, most of your traffic should be first click, but this is how you know that your actual ecosystem is good. When you can get people to buy a high-ticket product on the first click and buy. That's the whole point. Okay, 2 clicks, not bad. 3 with Google, that's even better, because I know now that if they click 2 cold traffic ads or 1 cold, 1 retargeting, then go to Google, they are highly interested. Also, the people that we've seen that have bought through Google are higher lifetime value buyers. They're just better customers. Okay, these are like smaller numbers. So this campaign right here has $570 in revenue. One has $267 and one has $98. Look at the differences in ROAS. This is why I use HiROAS to actually allow me to track and see what my profit is on campaigns. How many sales am I getting? Are these people, like, you can see that this is a smaller amount. That means that this group is taking more upsells. So this ad set is taking more upsells than the top one. So I'm going to spend more money on this campaign because they spend more money. They have a higher AOV, hence why my ROAS is higher. This is why you need to track your numbers. You need to know who's spending more money in your business. Here's another example, and this usually shocks everybody, is that this is right for my ad accounts. These are all my book call ads. So you see those ads of me saying, hey, we'll run your ads, click the link below. You've definitely seen those. Okay, sick. This is how much I spend per call on the right. So I have campaigns that I'm spending $109 a call, $143 a call, $88 a call, $141 a call, $246 a call, $168 a call, and $109 a call. But look at the middle side. This campaign right here is spending $143, and I'm getting the highest ROAS on a campaign that spends more than 1, 2, 3, and 4 campaigns. But most of us would turn it off because we're spending $40 more to get a call. Wrong. Also, my AOV is higher. Okay, this campaign I'm spending $88 per call. It's the cheapest campaign, but it has the 4th lowest ROAS. Most of us would keep that one running because we just like cheap leads. We like a better cost per lead. It's a lie that you're telling yourself. It doesn't matter just because you're getting good and better cost per lead. It matters what they do on the back end. Okay, 7th one is know your numbers. Like I just showed you. As you scale, margin will decrease. For people in the room who run bigger businesses, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, as you scale, your margin will decrease. You need to have good tracking. So either use HiROAS if you're a lead gen based business owner. If you're e-com, Triple Whale is very good. Okay, it's about $100, $150 a month for Triple Whale. It lets you track all the numbers in your business. The other app that I use is called Lifetimely, and that's for Shopify. That allows me to track my lifetime value cohorts. What I mean by that is what products, if people buy on the front end, dictate how much more they spend on the back end. There might be a product that you're running ads to that's $50. Some of them are $70, let's say. But the $70 product, if you spend more to get the customer, they buy more upsells over 90 days than the person who only bought the $50 product. We only look at cost. That's all we look at, and it's wrong. I don't look at cost. I don't care about my cost for a book call. Like, This doesn't matter. I care about this. What's actually pumping me a good ROAS? Also this. What's my cost to get a sale? And what's my AOV? And how many calls? So what I was saying here, I went through before, but this is kind of how I like stack the first 3 ad sets. So whenever I start off a new campaign, I always do 3 ad sets. One is interest stack, okay? So the interest stack is all of the congruent interest that you could be targeting in one ad set. You stack them. That's why it's called an interest stack. So you put 3 to 5 interests in that first ad set. Second one is broad. So it just literally means like, so broad just means that we're doing no targeting. 18 to 65 plus, no interest, it's going to everybody. Third is retargeting. And that's how I split up my first campaign. So these, on this page, interest stack, broad, retargeting. Okay, so that's how I divvy up the 3 ad sets. So interest stacking, broad, retargeting. And then like I was saying, I already talked about this before about duplicating one of the ad sets and scaling it. Your CPMs need to be controlled. Your cost per 1,000 impressions will tend to go up as you spend more on ads. You need to control that more broad audiences, which means that you really have to have creative clicking. Creative has to be one of the biggest priorities when you're scaling spend. Okay, not just saying, oh, well, I'm just going to run a bunch of images and just hope for the best, or I'm just going to take that video and change the background. Yes, those are important things, but you have to test more. Hooks, stories, testimonials, social proof, compilation of reviews, etc. You have to test. Okay, and you also don't want to run too many creatives at once unless you're spending a ton of money. Some people get this $50 a day budget and they're like, how many creatives? I'm going to test 20. Yeah, do not do that. It is way too sporadic to test 20 creatives with a $50 a day budget. It means that every single creative is getting $2 a day. It's not enough for you to know if it's a winner or not. Also, there's another formation that I use. So I will do interest testing. So this is the second campaign that you could use. Okay, so I have my campaign here. And I literally have ad set 1, let's say ad set 2, ad set 3, ad set 4, and we'll do ad set 5. Each of these just has 1 interest each. I'm only targeting 1 interest, so I'm isolating my interests. Does everybody understand this? So I'm not stacking them like I did on the previous one, where I put them all in 1 ad set. This one I'm isolating each one into 1 ad set each. And then this will run at 10, and this will run at 10. Okay, and then from there, I'm doing the same methodology. I'm increasing the budget every 2 to 3 days by 15%. And then I'm duplicating my winners. Some of these might be trash. And then you keep testing new ones, new interests. And then you can find your winners. And then if you ever wanted to duplicate, so if I have 5 interests here, and let's say these 2 work, let's say these 2 are winners. Okay? I'm going to take these 2 interests, and I'm literally going to put that into the interest stack and put them together and have them work together. Now they're not isolated, they're working together. Here, I'm simply just testing them so I can find out what my winners are. And then I always let this run for like 5 to 7 days. If you want to go from an ad budget campaign to a CBO, things get a little interesting. Okay, so this is just one campaign. Okay, let's say these are working. Let's say 4 of them start working. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another campaign, but it's called a CBO. Does anybody know what the difference is between a CBO and an ABO? Okay.
Why sorry?
What? One starts with a C. You're an idiot. Okay. So this is ad budget. So you're setting a budget for the ad set. In CBO, you're setting a budget for the entire campaign, where it will take the money and spend it how it wants. So let's say these 4 work. Okay. I'm going to take these 4, duplicate them, and put them into an ABO so that I can scale my winners. But there's no budgets here. I don't put any budgets on the ad sets themselves. I put an ad budget on the CBO. So if I have 4 of them and I was originally spending $10 a day, I'm just going to set the CBO at like 60 bucks a day, 50 bucks a day, and it's just gonna spend how it wants. So one day, this one might spend 40, this one spends 5 and 5 and 10. It will do whatever it wants. So everybody understand?
So you only do a CBO after you've done the ABO.
After I've done the ABO, because I have what? Winners.
So when you're doing the CBO, you're basically now using some of the mix of the winners on that side.
Only the winners. But yeah, I'm basically just saying, hey, these 4 worked. Let's go into the campaign level, click them, duplicate them, and turn them into a CBO. What I was saying before about creative testing, you always take your best creatives and test new hooks. First lines are very important when you're testing. Okay? Or pattern interrupts in the first 5 seconds of the ad. Taking your best creative and testing new backgrounds. Okay, it's not about being different, it's about sticking to the script. Okay, if your script works, just tweak a couple of things. Don't try to change the whole thing. Like if you're used to starting off your ads and I'm like, if you're a business owner running paid traffic, I can help you scale to 6 or 7 figures. Don't go to the other side of the realm and be like, are Facebook ads dragging you down? Like, don't go to the other side, okay? Just reinvent the first line that worked. Okay, 14th is, this is a huge thing that I do with my friends, is I'll just run a new ad and I'll just send the link to my friends. And I'm like, yo, go drop a comment. Help me boost my ad real quick. Okay? No, it's not manipulative. We have friends. Okay, if you think that's a manipulative tactic, it's called having a circle.
Whenever you start to post an ad, does the day and time matter?
Does the day and time? I usually schedule for 12:01 a.m. I'll schedule it to run in the very morning. Okay, the last thing is this. Controversy sells, engagement rises, and ads will rank higher, you make more money. Dude, I do a lot of interesting takes on videos because they get more views. You want to be a part of a conversation. Like, if you feel strongly about something, you stand behind a viewpoint, then talk about it. Like, I make a lot of videos on just funny things that have polarizing opinions, and it brings more attention. It helps everything just rank higher, too.
We need to get back to the idea that us as humans need to be able to interact.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be able to disagree and shake each other's hands. Like, that's okay. So you should be able to stand behind what you believe in.
So it's like, also what I realized is that like I was getting asked to be on more podcasts when I was being more controversial. And all the bigger people in the space were like, yo, dude, like, I know what you were doing. That's smart. Like, they respect it. But people who are, it's no offense to people who are small-minded, people who are small-minded are like, oh, he made a controversial video like he's a child. No, you just don't understand marketing. One more thing that Gary Vee always said was that you day trade attention. If you're not day trading attention, then someone else is getting it and you're not making money. So if you don't want to be a part of the conversation, make less money. Sick. All right. So this is what I want to go over real quick. This is a simple methodology of like how I write video scripts. Okay. If you, and this is what I was going to get into, we texted you guys yesterday, if you decided to get a package. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is, this is for everybody, but specifically for people who bought a package yesterday, you have to go through this and email this to me right now because you're recording tomorrow. I will refine this for you, don't worry. But I want you to be able to go through this with me and write your own video script, and I want to see what you guys come up with. So we're going to take 5 to 10 minutes here. Okay, I'm going to explain this real quick. So this is the top piece, which is attention, whoever the person is you're targeting, plus the situation. So attention business owner struggling to run paid traffic. That's mine. I will guarantee you an ROI in 6 months by doing these 4 major things. Number 1 is having an irresistible offer. That's where I go like, and here's how it works in 4 easy steps. Having an irresistible offer that makes it hard for your prospects to say no, so you spend less on ads and get more customers. 2, you have a high converting landing page that when you send more traffic to it, converts cold traffic into warm, hungry buyers. 3, your ads. Your creatives, your omnipresence, running multiple ads on multiple platforms so we can find where your ideal avatar is that spends the most money with the least amount of effort. 4 is your numbers. What are we doing in your business that dictates revenue? Not emotions, numbers. So what's your cost per lead? What's your cost per show? What's your close rates? What's your lifetime value? What's your AOV? What are those numbers in the business that drive revenue? And over the last 6 years, I've worked with over 1,320 business owners, and I've helped 59 brands hit 7 and 8 figures, and 1,320 business owners hit 6 figures, and I've spent $30 million online to do $122 million online, doing a 4-to-1 ROAS. Every dollar we give the ad platform, we get $4 back. So click the link below, swipe up, check out all of our case studies on the next page, and book a free demo call, and I will see you on the inside. And that's my video script. I know I just went fast, but I know my script more than I know most things that I do in the morning, okay? So that's kind of how I break down the video script, and I want to go through a couple and actually critique them. But if you decided to move forward with this yesterday, you need to email this to me right now. So I'm going to give you guys 5 to 15 minutes. Do not get up to do a bathroom break right now. Do this, and then we'll come back in 5 to 15, and I'll critique a couple, okay? Personally, what I would figure out how to do is, how do you do something from like 7 a.m. to like 4-ish that pays your bills, and then you go hard as fuck on the thing that you want to do from like 5 to 11. Because over time, the 5 to 11 will replace your job income if you really go hard on it. I'm not just doing this because it's corny. I'm actually serious. This is what I did for years. Like my schedule was, holy shit, my schedule was freaking crazy. Okay, so I would, and I hope this helps somebody in this room because I know this isn't the funnest thing, but it makes the most sense, okay? I would wake up 6:30 to 7, I played tennis, college tennis. From 6:30 to 7, I played college tennis. Then 7 to 7:30, I ate breakfast. We're gonna put a little weird ass fork here. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was, but all right. Then I went to class until 10. Okay, then I'm trying to remember when the hell I got out. Okay, then I would go from 10 to 1, and I was an assistant at New York Life. So I was making money here. And then from 1:30 to about 4, I was at another job. I was at Staples. And then 4 p.m. to 6, I was working at a financial firm, making money. I was doing a website redesign. I was part-time. Then from 6 to 8, I went to night school. So we're just going to put like a little fucking textbook here. 6 to 8, and then I got home from 8 to 9, I would eat dinner. And then from 7 to 9-ish was dinner and time for me to unwind. And then from like 9:30 to 11, I just did like shit that I wanted to do, which was watching YouTube videos, researching. I bought a course, I would go through videos. Like that's what my schedule would look like. And then I wake up again at 6:30. I made sure I always got 6-7 hours of sleep. But like I'm showing you this because there's enough time in the day for you to get the results that you want. You just have to optimize it better. So like, do you have like kids or okay, do you have a boyfriend? Okay, so you just live alone and you pay $1,000 a month in rent. You're in a great spot.
I know.
That's actually not, that's,
Like perfect, but I don't even know. I've never been this broke in my life.
I mean, you know what it will teach you though? Yeah. It will teach you how much you appreciated where you were. Like shit. If that's one thing I know, it helped me appreciate how far I've came for damn sure. So I think that you need to think about what you're doing during these times. Like I would really go get another job, just so we're on the same page. You don't have any money to pump into this. You can't just live like this forever. Nothing's gonna change if you don't get another job. Yeah. Like nothing's gonna change. You can't take money that you don't have and grow a business that you don't have gas to add to the fire. You're gonna stay at $1,000 a month forever because you have no money to push in anything. You couldn't even buy a $100 course right now. That's insane. I wanna clap it up for her because she took the bus here. That's crazy.
So I would advise this as well. Is like mine wasn't as many jobs when I first started out. I worked 2 and it was all day. I was doing 20-hour days for almost 2 years. You're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you can't think clearly. And it sucks. I've been there. If anyone else is there, it's like shit. What's my next? Figure out, and like we can talk more about this after. We want to figure out where you can optimize to make 3 months of income as fast as you can. If you can make enough money to support yourself in 3 grand is all you need. How can we figure out how to make you 3 grand as fast as possible? Once we get that 3 grand, now stop worrying about living and surviving and just go hard as you possibly can towards your business. In 3 months, you can make money so you can start paying bills. I promise you, that's one of the things that I did.
Yeah. All right, so back to the offer piece. Here are just some best converting offer ideas that I came up with over the years. I've battle tested these. These are just words and things that I look at when I push out offers. Okay? The other one that I didn't add on here is like something that sells speed, not just status, but speed. So how fast can something be done versus another? Like let's say you're getting a new construction home. How fast does this builder do it versus the other? If you sell speed, you can win too because people like shit fast. Okay, so done for you is number one. That's always been a thing that's always worked really well, and no matter what niche you're in, if it's done for you, it's always sexy. Okay, that's literally most businesses out there. It's done for you, you just pay a bill. Okay, templates, like if you're selling like a low ticket digital product, I'll go through a section on that too, don't worry. Like ad templates, website templates, like anything that's like templated, that's sexy, people like that stuff. They like that kind of terminology. They like copy and paste. They like fill in the blank, okay? They like jump starter kits or like starter kits. They like words like that. Or you can sell status, which is, you know, some examples are like press. I have a couple friends who run PR firms, podcast placements, more followers, more likes and comments, content, credit hacks, travel hacks, stuff like that. It sells status. Okay, some of the biggest, did you guys see what happened in the last couple of months? The guy who owns Louis Vuitton and all these stores, he became the richest person on the planet for like a month. Because he just sells status, which by the way is not status, just so we all on the same page. The people who buy all that crap, like I don't spend money on this stuff anymore. I buy white t-shirts, black t-shirts. The only thing I buy that's expensive is just watches because they actually hold their value and they're worth something. Okay, but I'm not into that stuff anymore. I used to wear like Gucci stuff. That shit looks so weird. I looked like a crayon board. It was terrible. Okay, so these are just things to keep in mind. Like when you're running any type of offer, if you can add words like this, like hey, we have this thing that's fill in the blank, this thing that's copy and paste. It's done for you. Like whatever terminology you want to use, this helps a ton. Okay, so regardless of what business you're in, this kind of terminology will be able to help you. Okay, I want you to share with the person to the left of you or to the right of you what your offer is after we just went through that section. Let's get some energy in here. Woo! All right. It is your duty to make more money.
I remember you said I could always have a job.
Dude, it all comes down to this, man. It's like all the biggest people in the space, we all run ads. Why do we run ads? There's a reason why we all run ads. It's what got you here. Same thing with your insurance people. Like, dude, you should be running ads to recruit agents and also getting clients. Like, when you wake up in the morning, do you have leads to call? People who actually know who you are, though. Are you sure? You should not be making less than 10K a month then. That's got to be a lie.
No, I do.
How many people do you have a day who you are calling who know that you're coming to call them?
20, 25. Not all of them do I sell, though.
20 to 25?
Yeah. Not all of them do I sell.
How much is one person worth?
That's the issue. Sometimes they could be worth $25, $30 a month.
You should be giving a VA. Dude, if you're going to get more traffic, you should have a VA pre-qualify them before they speak to you because you're wasting all your time on the phone with people who are going to give you $30 a month. Fuck that. That is a text kind of sale. That's all chat. That's not worth your time, and I know it's not worth your time.
The Medicare ones, they're worth a little bit more.
How much?
Only if you get them new, like just turning 65. They're like...
You can run ads to people who just turned 65.
Yeah. They're worth like 600.
Bro. You can run ads to people who just have their birthday month and they're 65. Ads, bro. Dude, growing business is hard, bro. But this is what it's about, man. Like I don't make it seem easy, but I'm just giving you context. Like, bro, it's hard. It's difficult. But this is the shit that you got to do to get to where you want to be, bro. And being in this room is a great idea. I think it was a great thing that you came. You get to absorb. You get to see maybe things you're doing right and wrong, and just scale upon them. You know, it's important, bro.
That's why I decided to come.
Yeah, bro.
I'm new to the digital space.
This is something you have to learn.
All the stuff I've done was word of mouth, referrals, stuff like that. This is the first time I'm investing in the digital space and getting out there.